On January 1st, sweeping changes went into place for homeowners insurance. So realtor Maria Raymer and her son Colin Raymer, who's also a real estate agent on her team, are joining us to explain it all. Welcome back to First Coast Living.
Thanks.
I always love learning more and more about the real estate market. It seems like stuff is always changing and evolving, so I love that you have that information for us. So first, let's get into this, Maria. Can you tell us what this means to homeowners, how it affects the cost coverage, and even the company they use?
Yes, and that's a lot to unpack, and we'll do the best we can through this segment to answer all those questions. But in the long run, it will help a lot. In the short run, they won't notice it, but in probably 12 to 18 months, they're going to see lower premiums as a result of these changes in this bill.
Okay, so then Colin, how will Senate Bill 2A impact insurance costs, or rates, I should say?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to streamline the process as a whole, and also bring in effect of a $1 billion government-backed fund for the insurance companies. Yeah, so it makes them feel a little more secure, that sort of thing. And then on top of that, they're going to eliminate the frivolous lawsuits, and then which also kind of open up the market, make it a little more competitive, and allow the insurance companies to come back in and write their policies and feel a little more secure about that. And with that competitiveness and the multiple providers coming in, it's going to bring down our costs for the homeowners.
Yeah, trickling down the benefits, right? I love that. Okay, so then what other changes are we seeing with this bill?
Yeah, so it's going to shorten the timelines of visiting the site, approving or denying the claim, settling the claim, and for people who have ever been involved in that, it's been a long, kind of frustrating process. So bringing those timelines down are going to be a big help to the homeowners too, to get back in their house and get their life back, you know, settled back in again. So another big change with this bill is it's designed to get people off the government-backed Citizens policy. So a lot of people switched over to Citizens because it became so expensive to get insurance, but it was always designed to be a backup plan. And so what they want to do is get them back on private insurance. If it's within 20%, if it doesn't exceed 20% of the Citizens cost, then they'll need to go back onto private. With that, they're going to be required to also have a flood insurance policy. So that's kind of a double-edged sword, and the reason why is because, yes, if you were in a non-required flood area, you didn't have to have that cost. You didn't have to have a flood policy.
Right.
So now you will. But the upside of that is it minimizes risk, and I think that that's an important thing people kind of lose sight of. We're in Florida, we do have a lot of hurricanes. We have instances of water rising that may have nothing to do with the storm, like back storm drains, things you wouldn't even think about that could cause a catastrophic loss. So without having that flood policy, you're not covered, you're not protected. So I've always recommended to my customers that they go ahead and get the flood policy. It's an important thing to have. But again, overall, the bill is designed to bring premiums down by all around reworking the process, streamlining the system. So we will benefit in that way. It's just going to take a little time.
Okay, well that's good to know though, that things are in the right direction. And you know, I love that too. So obviously if you need to watch this again, head to our website, but if somebody wants you to explain it to them or get in touch with you in general, how can they go about doing that?
MariaRaymer.com.
All right, very easy.
That's
good to see you again. Thank you both for joining me today to explain it, because yeah, some of this stuff can get very confusing. So thank you again. And of course, like I said, if you need to see this interview again to help unpack it all, just head to our website at firstcoastliving.net.